PIDOM has been arrested. Now, that name might sound foreign to you, like who the hell is PIDOM? PIDOM basically is this guy on Twitter with a large following who takes his time exposing sensitive classified documents of the Nigerian government. We're going to get into that today, guys. But first of all, before we get into that, YouTube says most of my viewers are not subscribers. So hit the subscription button, please, guys. Now, with that being said, PIDOM basically is this guy we're going to see right here. What he does, he's an anonymous guy with over 270k followers. Nobody knew, yes, who he was. The social commentator, former investigative journalist, a wasted brain box. This is what he does. On his Twitter page, basically, he exposes acts of the government. For instance, let's take a look at this post of his here. He says, what is this again on the timeline? Is this the same speech Tinubu wants to read live by 7 a.m.? Guess what, guys? Indeed, this turned out to be the speech that Tinubu read some few hours later. Now, most of you might say, Mr. Sly, what's the big deal about this? What does he expose in particular? Now, officials from the Nigerian police, let's say they say police break silence on arrest of whistleblower PIDOM. Officials from the Nigerian Police Force, Nigerian Cybercrime Center have apprehended Bristow Tamunobefiri, also known as PIDOM. The arrest took place on August 5th in his hotel room in Rivers State. A statement by the first PRO said he was arrested on allegations of committing serious offenses that undermine the integrity of government operation. The statement added that there were several allegations of cyber offenses, leakage of classified documents. We will do our due diligence into investigating this case. Now, think about this, guys. We begin to wonder the stuff this guy was doing basically. He was taking his time to expose things that the Nigerian government were going to do. One, some time ago, the Nigerian government flew out of Nigeria to America for a conference. He exposed the thousands and thousands of dollars that was dedicated to that trip by the Tinubu's government. Now, you look at it from both ways, from a balanced and impartial side. You might want to say, Mr. Sly, this guy was basically exposing the Nigerian government. He was doing what's right and showing us the bad things they are doing. But basically, guys, you have to understand that this thing this guy has done right here, and I'm going to speak from a plain logical point of view as a lawyer, so please don't come to my comment section to say I'm being a coward. But based on what the law says, guys, this guy has actually committed a crime. Let's look into this right here. This is something called the Official Secrets Act 1962 of the Nigerian government. Now, I'm just going to take this section 1, which says, subject to subsection 3 of this section, a person who transmits any classified matter to a person to whom is not authorized on behalf of the government is or shall be guilty of an offense. These documents that this guy was exposing were classified documents. These were classified matter, and I am very certain that the people who were giving the document were not said by the government, take it and give it to that investigative journalist to expose us. Okay? So now we're going to get to understand now that this guy has indeed messed up. I want to take my time a bit just to take a memory a bit back. Let us show you or discuss about some of the people he exposed. Number 1, which brought him to my notice, was the Oni of Ife. It says PIDOM, a whistleblower and Twitter user, made damning allegations against the Oni of Ife, alleging that he defrauded people in the United States tens of thousands of dollars in real estate investment scam. So PIDOM was publishing a lot of documents, a lot of letters, a lot of chats between the Oni of, allegedly guys, alleged chats between the Oni of Ife and the people he scammed. He even brought a lady to come on Twitter to discuss about how the Oni of Ife made her send $200,000 and co. Basically calling our Oni of Ife a Yahoo boy. I don't know what to say about that. But basically, guys, you get the kind of thing that this guy is exposing. Let's go on to see somebody else he also exposed. This is what I was talking about. It says, Mr. President, participation at the 78th session of the United Nations General. I invite the President and let us look at the sum spent at the hotel. $422,000 with a bank account for the money to be paid to. A bank account for the money to be paid to. Also, the sum of $84,564, only representing 20% of the cost of the hotel reservation. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the kind of stuff this guy is exposing the Nigerian government as well. I'm going to take you on again to something he also exposed. It says, after today's End Bad Governance protest, take note, this same PIDOM guy was a major agitator for the protest, telling people we have to come out, come around, show your force, come out and protest. Where are you guys fighting for this guy after he has been arrested? Where are the people who are calling me a coward? Where are they? Are you guys in front of the police office fighting to get him out? Or are you sitting behind your keyboard like a keyboard warrior? He says, after the protest and low turnout of protesters, even the Nigerian police, in this secret memo, acknowledged at our tempo has died down. A secret memo, classified document. Take a look at the document here. It says police wireless message. And if you have a read through, you can see that this was sent across to Nigerian police, AIG zone, Compo, Depot. These are all classified documents. This is what the guy was exposing. Now he has been arrested by the Nigerian government. Do you think he is going to make it out easily? I beg to differ on my answer. Now, we're going to be wondering, Mr. Sly, is it only PIDOM that is in trouble in this matter? Far from that. Let's now look at the people, the public servants, the civil servants, the people who work in these government offices that were sending him these documents. Those people are going to go down. Take it or leave it. PIDOM, first of all, being in police custody, in the process of investigation, is going to be asked, who and who were giving you these documents? And we're going to be looking at public servants, civil servants, people who work in government office. Maybe person when they work for police, when they say, go type this thing, go print this thing, come. Into say one get level, he snap and send, give PIDOM. Those people are going to be going down. Let's look at this law right here. Section 97 of the Criminal Code Act in Nigeria. Disclosure of official secrets. Any person who being employed in the public service publishes or communicates any fact which comes to his knowledge by virtue of his office and which he ought to keep a secret is bound to be liable. Is liable to imprisonment for 2 years. Now, you see these 2 years right here, this is a big joke and I'll tell you why. Now, when you look at Nigerian legal system, Nigerian judicial system, you tell me one thing. The number of years these people are going to spend in detention while case is going on is going to outnumber the number of years that would have been the punishment for the offense. That is just how the Nigerian judicial system works. And it's not on purpose. One, we're looking at backlog. Two, we're looking at the factor of, say, Nigeria one show and pepper. If you think I'm joking, let's take a look at Nnamdi Kanu, the Biafran agitator. He has a matter going on in court. He has basically been fighting for bail. I think he was even granted bail at some point in time by the Federal High Court. Where is he now, guys? Is he at home or is he still under lockup? You know the answer, guys. But with that being said, so as you can see, we can say he championed the bruise. We can say, oh, you know, he was out there, he was fighting for the people, he was exposing all these things. Fine. But what I've showed you here today is just basically what the law says. However, I want to know, what do you think? Should the police let him go because he was simply exposing the bad things in the government? Or should he be sentenced for exposing classified documents? I reserve my own opinion, but with that being said, it is what it is. I'm out.